position. Grid formed by a driver's fastest lap from yesterday's race. On pole position is the 3 kart of Ross Allen, and Ross picked up second place behind Liam Morley, who joins him on the front row of the grid, the 1 kart. Row 2 is the 2 of Lee Harpham. Lee was battling for the front yesterday, but it overfueled coming out of the Melbourne hairpin and then repeated itself on the exit of Goddard's, lost about 4 or 5 places, dropped back, but Lee managed to get the thing going again and pulled through to 4th place at the finish. He takes up a slot on row 2. Alongside him, the driver that finished 3rd yesterday, the 43 of Ollie Holmes. Row 3, 31 Sam Moss, good drive from the back of the grid to finish 5th. He had an overfueling issue actually in qualifying. That's why he started so far back yesterday, but good to see Sam up there at the sharp end on row 3. And joining him is the 140, the Northern Ireland Superkart champion. That's Aaron Newell. Row 4, we see our Australian visitor, Nick Chembry. Unfortunately, Nick had a gearbox issue that put him out yesterday, but hopefully everything's repaired and he takes up his slot on row 4. He's joined by the 87 former champion, and that's Jack Tritton. Row 5, 29 Chris Beesmail and the 10 of Tom Hatfield. Row 6, 85 Lee Plain and 48 Brian Jones. Row 7, the 5 of Mark Edwards and 8 Tom Riley. Row 8, 64 Fletcher Hearn. Fletcher unfortunately dropped it off in the grass, he said. I thought it was the kitty litter, but going into Melbourne on the very last lap. Past, I think, Carl Hume going backwards into Melbourne. So, but no great damage, but Fletcher takes up his spot on row 8, and he's joined actually by the person that he was trying to overtake, the 26 of Carl Hume. Row 9, 69 Costa Caritzis and 11 Liam Fox. Row 10, we see the first of the 250 monos. That's the GP1 of Paul Platt, and he's joined by Johnny West, our long haul visitor. Johnny coming across from Illinois, commutes to come and do the British Championship on a fairly regular basis, so he's clocking up a lot of air miles, is Johnny. Row 11, 89 Chris Balderson and 47 Aaron Mayle. Row 12, 18 Kirk Casimir. Kirk was also up the sharp end in the mono class, but I think it was a balance shaft bolt broke, and that slowed his progress, but he managed to get it across the line to finish 7th in class. Takes up a spot on row 12. He's joined by the 92 of Ben Arden. Ben finished 2nd in the mono category yesterday. Row 13, all Division 1, that's the 57 of Mark Pask and 83 Paul Von Gerard. Row 14, the 49 of Michael Parr and the 50 of John Busby. Row 15, 51 Luke Burton and 143 John Reeder. Row 16, 59 Nick Flint, and then we see the first of the 450s, that's the 126 of Ronan McClintock. Row 17, we see the first of the 125s, and the winner yesterday, and setting obviously the quickest time, the 410 of Lexi Fells, and she's joined by the 33 of Fenton Parsons. Row 18, 161 Richard Connick and 95 Daniel Lanson. Row 19, we see the second of the 125s, that's the 55 of Alan Withrow, and he's joined by the 32 of Jordan Bailey. Row 20, all 125 row, that's the 99 of Aston Baker and 97 Toby Vincent. Row 21, the 76 of Alex Dudley and 111 Ollie Ridout. Row 22, the 159 of Sam Harrison and the 23 of Sam Kingsbury. Row 23, the 19 kart of Gavin Bennett, still trying to sort out problems with THR, but good to see Gavin on the grid. Didn't quite find out why he dropped out yesterday. That's someone I've got to try and track down in the paddock later on. And alongside Gavin on row 23 is the 34 of Daniel Gerard. Row 24, the 94 of Dexter Chan and 61 Tony Keel. Row 25 is an all Dudley row. That's Dad Terence alongside his son Kevin. Row 26, the 62 of Andy Powell and 122 Ben Parkinson. Row 27, 17 of Gary Popkins and 145 of Alan Flewitt. Row 28 is the 28 of Ian Luto and 139 Rob Randall. And bringing up the 29th and final row is the 37 of Adrian Day. Okay, Superkarts are out for their one rolling lap. Get some heat into the tyres. Get those engines warmed up. Really acclimatise themselves to the circuit. And Ollie Holmes, yes, I can see Ollie Holmes.
That's what happened.
Well, I looked out the window and saw somebody going slightly sideways, and Ollie Holmes was trying to light up the tyres on the warming up lap, and he sort of spun it into the pit wall. So he's now trying to push it and jump in to get it running again. Will he get it? Will it fire up? It's trying to get a bit of choke on that engine, but disaster for Ollie Holmes. He's got it running. Well done, Ollie. So, unfortunately, because he's now dropped to the back of the field, he's not going to be able to take up his spot on the second row of the grid. So he is going to have to start from the back, because the pack is now over halfway round the circuit. So, disaster for Ollie Holmes. Very much similar to actually what Carl Hume sort of did at Alton Park. He came out and was trying to get things warmed up going into Old Hall, and then it suddenly snapped on him, and he sort of wiped out one of the barriers, bounced it off the Armco, and it sort of damaged the rear bumper. But he managed to get it started with some marshals' help and managed to get in the race. But not a bit embarrassing when you do it on the warming up lap.
Who would ever crash on the warm-up lap?
Well, I suppose more embarrassing is when the safety car goes off, and we've seen a few of those in car racing. So.
I had to overtake the safety car to actually get in the race once.
Yeah, I got a slap wrist at Snetterton once because I transgressed with the sort of. But this was after the race. The safety car came out, and I was, naughty boy. So safety car lights are out. We will be going for a start. It is a 12-minute race plus one lap as yesterday. The front row will dictate the pace. It should be slow first gear rolling as they come up to the lights. So a bit of confusion, obviously. There's the gap there alongside Lee Harper, which would have been taken by the 43 of Ollie Holmes, but Ollie obviously having to start from the back of the grid. So it's Ross Allen and Liam Morley on the front row of the grid. The red lights are on, and Ollie Holmes has managed to get back to his slot, which I'm surprised about. But revs rise, lights go out, and Morley tries to squeeze. Oh, it does squeeze Ross Allen. So, and a bit of a lock up from Liam Morley. So it's Ross Allen, the 3-kart, that gets back ahead, and I think that was Morley there in second place as they stream down through Hollywood for the first time. We have actually got some circuit cameras to try and pick up the order, but the karts are sort of fairly rapid through those sequence of corners through the old hairpin and heading up through Schwantz and up to McLean's for the first time. Is it the darker kart? It looks like it is, of Ross Allen that's leading the way, and slightly lighter kart, that's the one of Liam Morley there in second place. Everybody looks as if they're safely through. The rest of the pack stream through Schwantz and McLean's, and the leaders onto the I called it the exhibition straight, Rick. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, because this is the Wheatcross straight, and I'm never quite sure what that one is. But
well, because it runs past the exhibition centre. Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
So it's Alan Morley and Lee Plain, an early retirement, the 85. So unfortunate for Lee, got a top 6 finish. Yes, so it's Alan Morley, Harpham, then Sam Moss there in 4th. Then it's Tom Hatfield, Ollie Holmes. And then I think that was the first of the Irish drivers. That was 140 of Aaron Newell as they squirm out of Goddard's for the first time. Yeah, Aaron Newell just ahead of his fellow Irish driver, Brian Jones, who's taking a quick look over his shoulders. Chris Wiesmail trying to size him up for a pass down into Redgate, but no, decides otherwise. So Chris Wiesmail there in 9th. Jack Tritton completes the top 10. And then it's Paul Platt leading the 250 monos. The GP1 from Aaron Mayle and Kurt Catamont and Ben Arden. Ronan McClintock is leading the 450s, and Lexi Fells in 31st leading the 125s, I think, with the 99 of Aston Baker there in second place. Speaking to Liam Morley in Parc Fermé after the race yesterday, obviously he was happy with the win, but he still seemed to think that there was more speed to come. A driver always wants more speed.
Well, Sometimes if he's right, we might see that lap record go if he's right about that.
So John Reeder's obviously been off somewhere, but it's Ross Allen that's extending his lead, and Morley there just still holding off Harpham and Sam Moss as they all close up into the Melbourne hairpin for the second time. But it's Allen is scampering away, and last time around it was what, 1.3 seconds. Coming across the line to complete 2 laps. It's Allen. The gap now up to 2.1 seconds, and the fastest lap of 1:27.242 for Ross Allen. It's then Morley, Harpham, Moss, Hatfield, Newell, Jones, Wiesmail and Tritton as quick as that across the line. Nick Chembry there in, 12th place, the 45 kart, just trying to make up some places.
Ollie Holmes has gone missing there. He's dropping down the order.
Ollie Holmes has either had a spin or has pulled off somewhere. Can't see him coming into pit lane at all. So into pit lane does come the 83 of Paul Von Gerard, followed by the 77 of Terence Dudley, and Rick's found possibly where Ollie Holmes has gone off.
Coppice Entry.
Coppice Entry. There's a car a long way off in the gravel. Up at the front is still Alan Morley, just squeaking clear of Lee Harpham, who's now coming under pressure from Sam Moss. Closes right up. Oh, and Sam Moss trying to go round the outside of Lee Harpham at the Melbourne hairpin.
What record was?
1:25.8.
Oh, okay. Well, we're still a couple of seconds off of that now. 1.6 seconds at the moment.
And here's a team visitor. Welcome, Mrs. Connick. How are you? So Richard Connick had a seizure in the race yesterday, usually up the sharp end in the mono class, but his wife Helen, who makes a lovely cup of tea, shall I say, so and some cake if you're lucky. So Paul Platt is leading the monos, then it is Kurt Cattermole and Aaron Mayle as they cross the line, then it's Ben Arden, and we're looking further back to see whereabouts Lexi Fells is. Here comes Ronan McClintock to lead the 450s, and didn't see Lexi Fells goes through. There is Aston Baker, and I think Lexi Fells has dropped out because Aston Baker is leading the 125s into pit lane, the 122 of Ben Parkinson. Leaders back with us at the Melbourne hairpin, and Alan continues to, and Sam Moss almost sent it down the inside of Lee Harpham into the hairpin. Starting to reel in Morley again, but it's Ross Allen's race at the moment. Alan Flewitt pulls into pit lane to retire, and Ross Allen completes 4 laps.
And consistently, every lap at the moment, he's doing a faster lap.
Yeah, and a 1:26.6. So we're now 8/10 off of the lap record. Liam Morley puts his personal best in, but that's only a 27.1. So the gap now, Allen to Morley, 3.2 seconds. Harpham still there in third from Sam Moss. Aaron Newell up to fifth. Demotes Tom Hatfield 1 spot. Into pit lane to retire is the 29 of Chris Wiesmail. So Chris dropping out of top 7 slot, and that allows Nick Chembry and Costa Karitzis, another driver, into pit lane. So we're falling thick and fast at the moment. That's 2 people out of the top 10, and that's elevated Jack Tritton into 9th, Carl Hume up to 10th, Chris Balderson into 11th, Fletcher Hearn still there in 12th from Tom Riley. Gavin Bennett crosses the line. Good to see that that's running a little bit better, but he's chased by the 99 of Aston Baker that's leading the 125s. Second in the 125s is his teammate, the 97 Toby Vincent. So 4 minutes 45 on the clock, and here comes Ross Allen to complete 5 laps. And Harpham up ahead of Morley this time, with Sam Moss still there in the tow. So as Liam Morley, after more speed yesterday, not got the setup right today.
Yeah, Ross Allen's been in amongst the back markers on that one by the looks of it, because he's lost about a second.
27.9, yes, about 1.3 seconds. Yeah, it could make all the difference, Rick. And another pit visitor, in fact, 2 pit visitors. That's the 64 of Fletcher Hurd, and he's followed in by the 5 of Mark Edwards. So a lot of the Division 1 drivers having major problems in this first race of the day.
The cold weather has maybe cooled them out a bit, perhaps?
Well,
jetting.
The engines are still running, Rick. You know, you know, it wouldn't have been a seizure. So otherwise,
do they run detonation counters?
They do, yeah. I mean, they've all got full data loggers on.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe they're getting that information, and before it goes kaboom, they're down the pit lane.
Yeah, and obviously the temperature might be a little bit, you know, on the rise as well. So 5 laps completed, 3.5 minutes to go. It's still the Ross Allen show that's leading the way, 3.3 seconds the advantage over Lee Harpham. But Lee now, ahead of Liam Morley. Can he start to close the gap? Coming up against more traffic. Here comes Ross Allen again. And then it's Harpham, Morley and Moss as they put a lap on the 55, the 125 driver Alan Witherow. 5th place is the 140 of Aaron Newell, and I think Brian Jones goes through, so it's advantage Newell with regards to the Northern Ireland drivers at the moment. Nick Chembry crosses the line still there in 8th place. Jack Tritton and Carl Hume complete the top 10. Here comes Paul Platt to lead the way in the monos, with Kurt Cattermole there in 2nd, and he's being chased by the 47 of Aaron Mayle, somebody that's going up towards Coppice, isn't it?
Yeah, backing into the gravel at McLean's exit, that is.
That looks like a darker car. That could be one of the 125 drivers. We'll keep an eye on who that might be. So it's Platt, Cattermole, Aaron Mayle and Ben Arden in the monos.
Is that the leader?
Is that's Ross Allen?
Yeah.
It's Ross Allen has gone off on the exit of McLean's on the way up to Coppice. So disaster for Ross Allen with a 3-second lead. Here comes Lee Harpham to cross the line to complete 7 laps at the head of the field with 1 minute 40 on the clock. So disaster for Ross Allen. So it's now battle commence. Harpham now got a 1.3 second lead over Morley. Moss there in 3rd. Then it's Newell, Hatfield, Brian Jones, Nick Chembry, Carl Hume, Jack Tritton, Chris Balderson now climbs into the top 10 ahead of Tom Riley and Liam Fox. Paul Platt exits Goddard, still being chased by the 18 of Kurt Cattermole. Aaron Mayle gets past Gary Potkins, and it's Cattermole versus Mayle in the Mono Cup as well. That's for the older spec engines. So we're down to 30 seconds on the clock, so it should be the end of this lap. And one more, hand in the air, I think that was for the 51 kart of Luke Burton. Here comes Harpham with Morley looking for a lunge up the inside into Goddard's. Has he got the move done? His back markers is side by side on the exit. It's side by side to start the last lap. Morley just gets his nose in front as they come up against 2 cars. It's side by side down into Redgate. Who's going to be the latest on the brakes? Is Harpham, who throws it up the inside. Is Morley going to get the cut back? Not quite, as they stream down through Craners, and it's Morley, I think, was going to try and look round the outside as they went through Hollywood out of our sight. And Luke Burton pulls it off on the exit of Goddard, so retirement for the 51, but we're into the final lap. And who's it going to be? Is it going to be Harpham? His yellow flags being lights round at Schwantz.
They're still at it in between those back markers.
Yeah, they're they're racing each other and trying to make sure there's a clear run past the back markers. So who's it going to be? Harpham or Morley? They were racing neck to neck at Alton Park. Coming down the exhibition straight for the final time. And out of Foggies, and Morley got a slingshot past Richard Connick, and he's opened up about 5 lengths over Lee Harpham. Lee gets it a bit squirrely under braking, but it looks like the win's going to go to the one kart. The reigning champion looking to extend his lead as he comes up to lap Sam Harrison. Morley at the Harpham not quite close enough to challenge. Here comes Morley. It's another win. Harpham gets second place. Sam Moss gets third. Ronan McClintock finishes a lap down, but takes the win in the 450s. Aaron Newell comes across the line for fourth. That's the 140 kart. As we wait for the next group, and Tom Hatfield just holds off Brian Jones with and that's Aaron Baker takes the win in the 125s. Carl Hume just holds off Chris Balderson, and Jack Tretton completes the top 10. Looking further back to see, here comes Paul Platt up to Goddard's for the final time. Paul Platt exits Goddard's, crosses the line, win for Paul Platt in the monos. Kurt Cattermole gets second place with Aaron Mail third, so I think that completes all of your top class positions as the rest of the field streams through. I'll scribble some notes and then I'll try and rush down and get some words with the drivers, and if I can find, if Ross Allen gets back, find out what
interesting to see if you got tangled up with someone or just went out.
Whether it just pulled off. Yeah.
I think he went backwards in, so.
Yeah, it looks as if it was on the edge of the circuit, so whether something might have gone on the exit of McLean's, So, right. So let's grab the top two while they're standing here together. So, Liam, another win, but it was a bit of a strange race.
Yeah, I mean, Ross had just gone, and then I think he got tangled with a back marker, so he was parked backwards in the gravel trap.
We could see him on the CB monitors. We weren't sure if he'd had a problem coming through McLean's or whether there's someone else involved.
All I saw was him in the gravel and then another car coming out the gravel, so I don't know what's happened, but then we got held up with a back marker which allowed Lee to get through, then he got held up with a back marker which allowed me to get back through, and then just I think I just got him at the right time on the last lap, and we've got a lot to do for the GP to catch Ross though, I think.
It was looking fairly rapid. I think at one time he was about 3 seconds up the road, so I mean, you said to me yes in more speed, but even more speed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're going to do to keep up with him, but he went well here last year. Just going to have to try and keep up with him off the start, find a way to get the tyres to come on quicker, and I think if we can go with him off the start, I think we can give him a run, but I can't let him get away.
But for those people that don't know, Liam is actually after his 12th Grand Prix win. I think the most successful superkart driver in Grand Prix wins. So, but you're also looking at the long game of sort of another 30 points in the series, so extending the lead as well.
Yeah, I mean, the GP would be nice. Like you say, chasing that 12th one. Zuno number 10 got away from me for a couple of years, so we'll see what happens. It's Donington doesn't always agree with me. Something usually goes wrong, but we'll keep your fingers crossed.
Great stuff. Thanks, Liam. Right. And Lee, well, as I was saying to Liam, a bit of a sort of topsy-turvy race, and led it briefly, but no overfueling problems this time.
No, we've sorted that issue out. It's about 2 or 3 laps full. The tyres come on, so obviously Ross has got away, cleared off. So I got my head down and obviously got with Liam, but then back markers come into play and sort of messed everything up.
I mean, I will ask, obviously, because we can only see what we can see in the comm box, but I mean, blue flags, anything?
We've had a couple, but that's it. And obviously when we're approaching the 125s like we do with closing speeds, amazing, so you just got to have your head about it.
I mean, it's difficult because obviously you've got to appreciate the marshals don't know necessarily the differences in classes, but you'd hope that at least there's sort of some sort of warning.
Yeah, there was some. We did have a couple down at the bottom of Craner and things, but plays a big part. So just got to be aware of it. So.
At least, say, things running a lot better this morning than yesterday. So looking forward to the Grand Prix.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We just need to find a little bit more pace to catch Ross because he's absolutely flying. So we'll see what we can do.
Great stuff. Cheers, Lee. Thanks. Okay, and I'll try and find third. Where's Sam Moss? Sam Moss is over here. Yes, here we go. Sam. Oh, well, don't walk off. I'll have a word with you as well. Sam, third place. So obviously it was better to start near the front this time, and obviously you're with that group the whole time. But yeah, good race for you.
Yeah, I lost a bit on the start, fluffed it a bit. I did manage to get a few as we were battling on first couple of laps. And I managed just about to catch up to Liam and Lee. Sadly, we got up to traffic then, so I couldn't quite match our lap times in a way. But the pace is there, so hopefully come GP we can stay with them, which would be nice. Yeah, hopefully.
Good stuff. And I'll have a word with Carl Hume now, because you moaned at me yesterday, didn't you, saying I didn't put anything in the programme notes, and here you are, ex Grand Prix winner, you know, and also ex Division 1 champion as well. So you know, how's it going this weekend?
Well, it's going a bit better now. That was a better race for me. It was I don't know where we finished, but we had a good battle. And we made a few adjustments before we went out, and it seems to have made a bit of difference. So nowhere near the pace of Liam and Lee and Sam. But you never know in the next one.
But you're having a good scrap in sort of like, you know, the top six.
Well, if I could get into the subs, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I'd be well happy with that.
There's another race to come, Carl. You know, anything can happen.
It's the important one, the next one, isn't it? So I've kept my Tinder dry, is it? Or, is it Tinder?
Yes,
no, that's
Tinder.
Yeah. So I thought that was an app.
You'll have to get Dickie to do a sort of another sort of cleaning job or whatever. Or
No, Dickie will be asleep in the van.
Oh, is he? All right.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, let's have a quick word with Paul Platt, winner of the 250 monos. Paul, another win. Going all right. I mean, it seemed to be all under control. I mean, you probably got 4, 5, 6 lengths over Kirk at the end, but everything under good management.
Yeah, I thought it was more than that, to be fair. Yeah, everything was good. I mean, to be honest, the grip wasn't as good as yesterday. Tyres are a bit old, to be fair. So, yeah, I've saved my best to last. We tried something different on the engine as well, and I don't think it was any better. So at least I've learnt in that one, and I'll go back to as it was for the first one. So because I was down a bit on speed, and with the tailwind, it shouldn't have been really. So yeah, we go back to camp.
Bit of head scratching, but you think you know where you're going to go?
No, not head scratching. I'm talking like fractions of a millimetre. I mean, I'm just literally just getting the engine synced on song. Yeah. So yeah, we tried something different this morning, but it wasn't as good as it was yesterday. I don't think so. Personally, didn't feel that way. Yeah. So yeah.
Good luck for the next one.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Right, let's have a word with Aaron standing here. Aaron, so another P3 for you. So racking up some decent points in the Mono Cup. Just couldn't quite get past Kirk.
No, we were fast in different bits of the lap, but I mean, I'm extremely pleased with that. I've just heard that I'm on pole as well for the GP, which I can't believe.
Well, I don't know the lap times yet, so obviously if you've managed to put a lap quicker in than Paul, then well done for that.
Flabbergasted. But I could tell I wasn't too far off because I was holding steady. I mean, I've still got to work on my driving a little bit, but the cart's behaving now. We're nice and cool now, so hopefully that's the end of my cooling issues. But yeah, very happy.
Look forward to the next one.
Thank you, yes.
Great stuff, cheers. Right, let's see if I can... where is Aston, the 125 guys? Because obviously Lexi dropped out, and... Well, we'll have a word with Sam. So, Sam Kingsbury, P3 and 125s, obviously first meeting for you. Yeah. Talk me through it.
It was just a lot of carnage, really. I was trying to stay out of the way of the trouble. It was just a lot going on, a lot of shell getting thrown across the track. Just trying to keep it in a straight line.
But enjoying it, though?
Yeah, massively. Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, that's it.
Great stuff. Well done. Okay.